Welcome back to Beats of the Heart, Lyrics of the Soul. I was requested to do a review on this song by Jay Muller on YouTube. This song, I had never heard it before it was requested to me. But when I looked at the lyrics, I seen a beautiful, not really a beautiful story, but a story beautifully written into the lyrics of this song. And originally, when he said the name of the song, Man in the Moon, I originally thought it was a different song that I had heard before. So it was a surprise to hear this new song and do a lyric breakdown on it like we are right now. This song contains a tragic love story in the shape of a triangle between two friends who allowed their attraction to the same woman to come between their friendship and love for each other. If this song is new to you, I don't want to spoil the story, even though we start to see what is going to happen very early in the lyrics. Let's get to the lyrics.
Just two lonely kids in school right before geometry.
So with these lines, he starts a story painting a picture of two lonely kids who had no one but each other in their friendship. And this is confirmed by being in a school full of people and still being lonely. And then we get these lines.
My friend Jimmy lost his cool and he pulled a gun on me.
These next lines quickly take us to the climax of the story and friendship when for some reason Jimmy pulled a gun on his best friend. And then we get these lines.
Him and Wanda used to date. That was over months ago.
Jimmy holding the gun up to his friend, and his friend is confused. In the next lines.
Though she has been seen with me of late, we're just a couple friends moving slow.
So here we see he's trying to plead with Jimmy, not understanding why his best friend is feeling like this. And then we get these lines.
Now all of this I tried to explain, but Jimmy shook with way too much pain.
Trying to put some sense into the thoughts Jimmy is having, creating an enemy or villain out of his best friend. But Jimmy's mind can't handle it, and his whole body starts to shake, the gun trembling in his hands. And then we get these lines.
Then he shot himself instead. No one knows yet if he's dead.
Jimmy turned the gun on himself and pulled the trigger, not being able to go on after betraying his best friend by pulling a gun on him. And then we get the next lines, which are somewhat of the hook.
I wanna talk to the man in the moon. Maybe he has an extra room.
Now with these lines, I'm not sure if he is referring to a metaphor for heaven, but I think he is. Because, sure, he could be plainly referring to a man who lives alone on the moon. But think about this. Always looking up to see heaven, he may view the world as hell of sorts. Being beneath the moon and viewing the world as a hell, God would be alone on the moon in heaven. Having to go through such a traumatic situation so young, Jimmy's friend was scarred for the rest of his life and had a very cold, evil outlook the world now. And then we get these lines.
This place is hell, wanna cut out soon. I wanna live with the man.
And these lyrics confirm my thoughts of the first two lyrics of viewing the moon as a metaphor for what we see as heaven. And the friend may be suicidal, now seeing the world in a completely different light. And then we get these lines.
I've seen this kind of thing on TV, but all of them were fat and 43.
Being a young child and only ever being exposed to the craziness in this world through TV and knowing it wasn't really real and thinking something like this could never happen. And then we get these lines.
Hey, I'm only 14 years old. What kind of world am I living in?
So here, he's questioning the world as a hell of sorts. Again, being a young child and going through something so devilish and traumatic would corrupt his mind. And then we get these lines.
If I could live with the man in the moon, just be a kid from July till June.
I like these lines. So here on the surface, he is saying July till June, symbolizing always being in that state of bliss as a child all year. But looking at the lyrics a little deeper. Now, the first thing I think of when I see July till June is summertime, when kids are not in school. And paired with the 14-year-old line, I see almost a comparison of polarities in a kid's mind, with school being hell, or the world they don't want to be in, and summer being a heaven of sorts, for obvious reasons for the kids. And then we get these lines.
To hell with wonder, to hell with this. Bury a friend before my first kiss.
After everything, losing his best friend, he wants nothing to do with Wanda anymore. She was unknowingly the cause of his best friend's suicide in his mind. I see this almost as symbolizing an innocence taken from the child in the form of love, which will affect his relationships for the rest of his life. And all before his first kiss, no child should have to go through this. And the next lines, which end off the song.
I want a life with some peace in it soon. Get me a rocket to the man in the moon. I want to live with the man in the moon.
So again, the moon being a heaven of sorts, where God is, with the one man, a metaphor for hell being earth, and to get away from this earth is to make it to the moon, away from all the evil and chaos on earth. The thought of earth with all the evil present being the actual hell talked about in the Bible and other holy books goes far back in theological thoughts, and has been the theme in many songs traversing many different genres. But it never gets old, because the thought of a place where we constantly are burning on fire and ruled by this devil to do his work, which that causes people to do evil, sounds pretty familiar. As opposed to us being literally on fire, we burn slowly over time without shelter from the big ball of fire, causing this whole earth to be hot. So we need to work, make, or find shelter. I don't know if having the ancient knowledge on these thoughts is what caused the artist to come up with these lyrics. He probably came up with the concept all on his own. But you can see how these thoughts have been around for a long time. The artist probably came to the thoughts through his own creativity, but that info was just an added tidbit I felt like throwing in. Nils Lofgren has had an extensive music career. He has done much solo work, which this song is a part of, but he has also worked with many big bands, namely Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. Nils Lofgren has been making music since 1971 and has contributed to many classic songs being created. I urge you to check out more of his work if you like this song. Like and share this video if you think my work deserves it, and don't forget to subscribe, and you know I will be back as the beats of our heart and the lyrics of our soul play on forever. Thank you for watching.